For as long as I can remember, I mocked MAGA, the whole movement, the slogans, the people who supported it. To me, it was a symbol of everything I opposed, what I saw as division, ignorance, and hatred. I proudly wore my disdain like a badge, sharing memes, jokes, and sharp criticisms online and in conversations. I thought I was on the right side of history, fighting for progress and justice. But as I lay dying from a sudden accident, gasping for breath, everything I thought I knew was about to be turned upside down. The pain faded, and darkness enveloped me. Then, unexpectedly, a brilliant light broke through the void. It wasn't harsh or overwhelming. It was warm and inviting. A peace I had never known. Drawn to this light, I found myself standing before a presence so majestic, so full of love and power, it was impossible to look away. It was Jesus. I braced myself for judgment. But instead of condemnation, he showed me a vision. A truth about MAGA I had never seen. It wasn't just a political slogan or a movement. It was a symbol of something far greater, something deeply spiritual. The things I mocked were, in reality, signs of a movement grounded in faith, family, and the call to restore what had been broken. That moment shattered my prejudices and opened my heart. The journey ahead would force me to reconsider everything I believed about politics, faith, and the power of redemption. As I stood in the radiant presence of Jesus, he began to reveal to me the deeper meaning behind the MAGA movement, something far beyond the media headlines and political battles I had consumed. It was a call to restore fundamental values: faith, family, patriotism, and personal responsibility. These weren't just political slogans, they were spiritual pillars meant to guide a nation back to its moral foundation. I saw images of families gathered in prayer, communities standing together in support, and individuals striving to live with integrity and courage amidst a culture often hostile to traditional values. The movement was rooted in a longing for renewal, a desire to reclaim what had been lost or forgotten. Jesus showed me that the passion of MAGA supporters was not born of hatred or ignorance, but from a heartfelt desire for justice and righteousness. They sought a revival, not just politically, but spiritually. Their chants of "Make America Great Again" echoed a cry for restoration of a nation grounded in faith and virtue. This revelation was humbling. All my mocking and disdain had blinded me to the genuine faith and hope fueling this movement. I realized I had been judging from a place of ignorance and prejudice. The King invited me to open my heart and mind, to see beyond labels and slogans, and to understand the movement's true spiritual roots. Standing there in the presence of Jesus, I was forced to confront not just the truth about MAGA, but the state of my own heart. I saw how my relentless mockery had hardened me, filling me with pride and a sense of moral superiority. I had dismissed whole communities and their deeply held beliefs without understanding or compassion. The vision revealed moments when I had allowed anger and division to rule my actions, when I scoffed at faith, family values, and patriotism because they didn't fit my worldview. I realized I had contributed to the very polarization and bitterness that fractured our nation. Jesus didn't condemn me, but extended an invitation to repent, to forgive, and to embrace a new way of seeing others through eyes of love rather than judgment. I felt the weight of this invitation deeply. It was not enough to simply acknowledge my mistakes. I was called to change, to let go of bitterness and open myself to understanding and reconciliation. This reckoning was painful, but necessary. It was the first step in a transformative journey toward healing broken relationships and rebuilding a heart capable of true compassion. As Jesus continued to guide me through this journey, he revealed a vision of restoration, not just for me, but for the entire nation. I saw a country wounded by division, yet capable of healing through humility, grace, and a return to foundational truths. The image was not of uniformity, but of unity amidst diversity. Different voices, beliefs, and backgrounds coming together under God's sovereignty. I witnessed leaders and citizens alike embracing forgiveness and working together to rebuild communities fractured by politics and cultural wars. The power of prayer, reconciliation, and shared purpose shone like a beacon over the land. This vision filled me with hope and a sense of responsibility. The restoration would not be easy or quick, but it was possible. It required each of us to humble ourselves, seek understanding, and love above all else. Jesus urged me to be an agent of this restoration, to share the message of unity and redemption I had received, and to help bridge divides with compassion and truth. As the light began to fade, I felt the pull back toward my physical body. I awoke with a new sense of purpose burning within me. No longer could I carry the same bitterness or contempt for those I once opposed. My mission was clear, to be a messenger of reconciliation and hope. I understood that my voice needed to change, from one of mockery and division to one of healing and bridge building. It would be a difficult path, facing skepticism and criticism from both sides, but I was willing to endure it. I started reflecting on how to live out this calling in my everyday life, through conversations, social media, and community engagement. It wasn't about politics anymore, but about embodying Christ's love and fostering genuine understanding. This new purpose was not just personal, it was communal. I was called to contribute to a movement of spiritual and social restoration, one that transcends parties and ideologies. Returning to my daily life was challenging. Old habits and opinions clung to me, and the political noise around me was deafening. But within, a new peace had taken root, a peace that compelled me to act differently. I began engaging in conversations with a heart of listening, not winning. I sought common ground with those I once dismissed, and extended grace where once there was judgment. My social media presence shifted from confrontation to encouragement and understanding. This transformation was not always welcomed. Some accused me of betrayal, others doubted my sincerity, but the conviction I carried was stronger than fear or rejection. I found strength in prayer and community, surrounding myself with others committed to unity and healing. Together we worked to bridge divides and foster reconciliation. Through this, I witnessed small but profound changes. Hearts softened, friendships restored, and hope renewed. As I continued on this new path, the rewards were not measured in likes or followers, but in deeper connections and genuine peace. I found joy in seeing relationships heal and understanding grow where once there was only division. The King's promise echoed in my heart. Those who sow peace shall reap a harvest of righteousness. I witnessed this harvest unfold, not just in others but within myself, a freedom from anger and bitterness I hadn't known possible. I became more patient, compassionate, and humble. My faith deepened as I embraced the call to love beyond political lines, to serve beyond partisan interests. Though the journey was sometimes lonely and fraught with challenges, the peace and purpose I found made every struggle worthwhile. This transformation reaffirmed the truth that no matter our past, God's grace can redeem and renew us for His glory. As I reflect on this journey, from mockery to revelation, from division to unity, I understand the eternal significance of the encounter. The King of Kings did not just show me a movement, He revealed a deeper truth about His kingdom and our place within it. I learned that earthly battles, political affiliations, and cultural conflicts are temporary. What lasts forever is love, mercy, and faithfulness to God's truth. My final commission is clear: to live as a witness of reconciliation, to be a peacemaker in a fractured world, and to call others beyond partisan divides into the unity of Christ. This testimony is both a warning and a hope. That transformation is possible for anyone willing to open their heart and embrace God's grace. The King waits with open arms, ready to crown all who come to him with eternal love and peace.